A man repeatedly discovered his parking space taken by a stranger's car. Despite leaving several warnings, his frustration only grew. Determined to solve the problem once and for all, he decided to use his mechanical skills to his advantage. Entering the parking lot and spotting the car in his spot yet again, a blend of irritation and inspiration sparked within him. His stern expression softened into a sly grin as a clever idea took shape, one that would make the car's owner think twice before parking there again. This individual, known as Angry Austie on Reddit, had found polite notes ineffective in deterring the persistent offender. However, luck was not on the side of this discourteous driver, as Angry Austie possessed a unique set of skills to execute an extraordinary plan. For him, being a mechanic was more than a job. It was a passion he had pursued since his teenage years. Fascinated by the intricate world of gears and bolts, he relished any opportunity to work on cars. Now he saw a perfect opportunity to use his talents in a way the inconsiderate driver would never forget. By the time our vengeful Redditor was an adult, he had obtained his certification in vehicle maintenance and completed his apprenticeship with flying colors. He was proficient in every aspect of his trade, equipped with the skills to lay the foundation for the ultimate act of revenge he would now exact. If only the inconsiderate driver had known how far he was willing to go. Angry Austie lived in an apartment block with designated parking bays in an underground lot. The setup was straightforward. Each apartment had access to 2 parking bays, arranged in rows with one space in front of the other. This required careful coordination to ensure that one car wasn't blocked in against the wall. However, the inconsiderate tenant repeatedly parked in the space Angry Austie left open for his visitors, often boxing him in. Despite his best efforts to identify the offender, the size of the apartment block made it difficult to pinpoint exactly who it was. Initially, Angry Austie tried peaceful approaches, but things soon escalated. One Saturday afternoon, as he prepared to leave for a weekend with friends, he walked to his car only to find the rude driver had blocked him in yet again. Just the previous week, he had left a polite note asking the driver to avoid parking in his space on Fridays, but it seemed his request had gone unheard. He called the building manager to explain the situation, hoping for assistance. But as he recounted the repeated inconvenience, his frustration grew. Unfortunately, the building manager was unwilling to help. He then tried calling the towing company, but they couldn't assist due to the height restriction on the 3rd floor parking lot. A red mist descended over him, and he realized he'd have to take matters into his own hands. Angry Austie started to hatch a plan and chuckled with glee. The audacious driver was going to wish he hadn't parked in his space, and Angry Austie was going to make him pay in the most spectacular way. He called his friends, and they drove to his garage to fetch the most prized tool of his trade. Imagining the rude man's angry face all the while, our mechanic Redditor fetched his vehicle positioning jack and gathered 6 of his burliest friends. They attached the jacks securely to each of the offending car's wheels, then started to push. He felt the hydraulics lift the car effortlessly, and the wheels on the jacks made light work of moving the vehicle's staggering weight. They maneuvered the car around until it was facing the opposite direction, but he wasn't done yet. Then he and his friends pushed with all their strength, wheeling the car to the other side of the parking lot. There was no parking bay there, just a load-supporting beam with a small space behind it. They squeezed the car in, its nose facing the wall. "Good luck finding your car," Angry Austie exclaimed gleefully, admiring his handiwork. With the prank complete, he and his friends went on their planned weekend trip, all the while bursting with glee, imagining the driver's reaction when he eventually found his car in such a tight spot. When our merry prankster returned from his trip, the offending car was still right where they had left it, though the front wheels had been turned. Angry Austie and his friends couldn't stop laughing at the thought of the man's puzzled face as he realized his car was missing. Then his frustration on finding where it was, and funniest of all, his failed attempts to move it. Given there was only about a foot between the car and the wall, and another foot between it and the pillar, it was no surprise the inconsiderate driver hadn't been able to move it. When our enterprising mechanic looked for it again the following day, however, it was gone, and he never saw it again. The exact method the driver used to extricate the car from its snug spot remains a mystery. Nonetheless, Angry Aussie is confident that the thoughtless tenant won't soon forget the lesson on respecting others' parking spaces. Unbeknownst to the offending tenant, he had chosen to inconvenience a skilled mechanic, someone more than capable of orchestrating a memorable act of parking payback. Angry Aussie's clever revenge quickly became legendary on Reddit. When he shared his story, he was met with a wave of disbelief and admiration. His tale resonated with countless users who, too, had silently wished for a way to deal with inconsiderate drivers, making his act of revenge even sweeter. The post rapidly gained popularity in a pro-revenge thread, sparking laughter and approval worldwide. Redditors praised his creativity and execution, noting that he had effectively resolved the issue without resorting to violence. Some users, however, questioned the legality of his actions, hinting at potential theft charges. Angry Aussie clarified that legal complications would only arise if he had tampered with the car's interior or intended to sell, lend, or remove it from the property. As it stood, he had merely addressed a frustration caused in his own parking space. This leaves us wondering, has the thoughtless driver learned a valuable lesson? What you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.